When we planted this laurel hedge in 2006, it was intended to be a windbreak in a new bit of planting, one field from the sea. And we planted it, as you can see here, in several rows. In fact, three rows of laurel, and actually it's done a fantastic job. We did plant a few specimen beech trees in with it, which have gone up over the top of the laurel. But we've now come to the point where actually the laurel it's got a bit too much and it needs to be cut back. You can see here how it's pushing this lovely Berberis wilsoni out over, and if you look further up the field, further along the laurel hedge, you can see that it's beginning to threaten a couple of photinias and indeed some large specimen eucalyptus. So we've got to think about how we're going to prune this and how to do it with the minimum of cost and effort as far as the gardening team are concerned. And we'll now go on and look and show you how we've been dealing with the problem. So here's a laurel hedge where we've dealt with the problem. You can envisage how tall this was and how it was beginning to encroach on these Styrax and Stewartia, which are probably been planted here about 10 years ago. The windbreak's done a fantastic job, but it is thicker than we need it now. So we've cut down 2 rows of laurel. So in some places you could argue we've cut down 3 rows of laurel, and we've left 3 rows of laurel. At the moment they look rather bare on this side, but I can assure you they'll soon shoot and green up. But actually it's not this side we're worried about, because the north wind and the east wind come from there, and we've still got more than adequate shelter belt for everything growing up here. Obviously these stumps will shoot again, so we've got a small digger coming and we'll dig them out very shortly, now that the weather's at last begun to dry up a bit. We may let those ones up on the top side shoot again because they're a bit close to the roots of the remaining plants. But this lot here will definitely go, and we'll actually end up with probably a bit more space for planting 1 or 2 more things. There was a very poor sycamore growing in amongst this fence. We cut that down as well, and we'll dig that out. It's much quicker to cut a whole plant down in one go with a chainsaw than it is to be up a ladder with a pole saw pruning up a hedge so that it's neat and tidy. We deliberately created thicker hedges than we knew we would need, and now we're cutting them back down to size and making our lives a lot easier when it comes to maintenance, while still having a perfectly good windbreak behind us.